Johnny?
I thought it was kind of fascinating doing scenes with people you'd never met. You know, I've never met Emily Watson.
You never met me, actually. I mean, we never did one line together.
No.
No, I would have been better,
No.
probably, if I had, but...
No, I'd have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you do these scenes with people you've actually, never met. Albert Finney.
I mean, we had such
John
the
Rumble.
greatest cast, so I mean, that was the most
Yeah.
amazing thing. I
Incredible.
don't think I've ever dealt with a better cast, and it was amazing the fact that, I mean, actually, it was only Albert and Joanna that
they
had
did
any
so-
things together, and everybody else was separated.
Did any of the actors have any kind of radio experience?
Radio.
Yeah.
I did radio. Yeah,
Ah.
in my past. Yeah. I've done quite a lot of radio, actually. And it's the same thing. You get asked to play parts which you wouldn't normally, because we're all inevitably kind of, well, except you tend to get to play anything and then change, you like teeth and everything. But usually, particularly, well, you're inevitably trapped by your envelope with whatever you're given. So on radio, you can play, I kind of said that point, so yeah.
Johnny, had you any experience on radio?
No.
You've listened to the radio before.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
Though the strange thing is that radio drama seems to be back. The Coen brothers are doing a whole series of radio dramas with Meryl Streep playing 6 spots. What else is new? So I just didn't...
Yeah. Well, I think also the thing with radio, maybe with the other thing which I really love, which I guess I found liberating, was the writing was so good, and the characters were so good, and the dialogue was so good. And I often find like puppets get the best parts. I mean, way better than parts that come my way. So
Oh, it's like cartoon characters are always the best.
yeah, cartoon character. We get like us 3D. The ones that we get to play with our real bodies tend to be cartoon characters, and the puppets get the real three-dimensional, properly developed, fully developed parts. Possibly because these guys spend years developing it, so it has to be good. It better be good because you've got so many people working on it. So yeah.
Question here, then a question there, then a question there.
Mohit Rajans, Omni Television. I'm wondering, Tim and Johnny, you guys have worked together in the past several times. Can you talk about, Johnny specifically, can you talk about what keeps the creative process interesting for you guys? And if Tim's ever made a request that has even made you go, what are you talking about? Or, I don't see it. Or,
Well, we've just heard rumors that we're doing the Gypsy Rose Lee story with him as Gypsy, so that's a new one that's for me.
Helen and I are fighting over the part.
And I get he's gonna get it.
We might do like that Buñuel sort of thing, that obscure object of desire where there was two actresses playing the same part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just for me, it's very simple. I mean, ever since Edward Scissorhands, it's just somebody, Johnny just loves to change and become a different character each time. And, that's just a very exciting creative process and person to work with. You're always surprised. Each time gets better that way because it's something new and different. And, that's sort of the joy of making a movie is the sort of organic creative process.
Ma'am?
Hi, Tricia Wilson, Jarrett Rogers Television. How are you guys doing? I'm very curious to find out, what is the difference between preparing for an animated role as opposed to a regular role where you appear on film? I mean, you really have to bring the character to life. And what is the difference? How do you prepare for that?
Well, for me, it was kind of, Tim had given me the script and read it, loved it, thought it was great. And he said, if you want to play Victor, and I said, yes, I definitely play Victor. And then kind of one day at work, he said, hey, do you want to go and record some of Corpse Bride tonight, right after work? And I said, yeah, sure. And I had no idea what the guy was going to sound like, So then I kind of started grilling Tim, like, well, is he English? Is he American? Is he what is, So then that was basically it in terms of preparation. Just grilling Tim for about 15 minutes before we recorded.
It's interesting that the character actually both you and Helena, the character actually kind of looks like...
That's another really weird thing, because we designed these characters like long before we asked any of the people to be in it, but what was such an amazing... That's why we felt like it was such good karma, because it did resemble Johnny, and it did resemble I mean, in a positive
You
way.
have two
you know.
eyes.
And
This
like
eye
with
is
Albert
full,
Finney's
yeah.
character, I mean, when I hear his voice and you see that character, I think that's the beauty. You know, we felt very lucky that we've just got the right voices for the right character designs. And also, just quickly, I mean, I think, you know, the one thing that the actors had going in, the only thing they had is that we would show them their character designs, so that I think that kind of helped them to try to.
Definitely.
Yeah, we would bring the puppets to the recording session so that they could actually touch them and see what it was going to be like to see them moving.
Yeah. However, there's another character in the movie, and that's the music. So I'd like Tim and Danny to take us through the process. Who comes up with the idea of,